intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to District United TV, and I'm just going to make sure that we are live. Here we go. Yes, we are live. I almost just played it out loud. Let's not do that. Hang on a minute. Okay. Yeah, we are live. We are live. It has been a while. It's been an international break. It's been I think 3 weeks since DC United last played a game. 4 weeks since I last did a watch along or even uploaded a video to this channel. So it's very exciting. And if you didn't know, school is now out. It's probably out everywhere, probably. But that means that I have a ton more time on my hands. Loudoun United is already losing in the 9th minute to Phoenix. So that's some bad news. I'm just gonna quickly get my cursor off this. Capture cursor off. Here we go. So but yeah, school's out. I have a lot more time on my hands, which is exciting because I'm gonna have a lot more time to do videos for this channel. And yeah, the weekly news shows are gonna come back. I'm gonna be 100%. I know I've said they're coming back, and here they are coming back. There will be previews and reviews. I have a set schedule for when I'm gonna be working on those things, when videos are gonna be uploaded. I think I believe every single week. This is what I'm gonna aim for. Every single week on the Monday or Sunday, I haven't really decided yet, there will be a list of just the schedule of the videos that are going to come out for that week, for previews, watch-alongs, when we're going to be live. That's going to be all on the Twitter. And I'm just going to quickly put that in the live chat, the link to my Twitter, where you can find pretty much just updates on everything. I'm just going to put that real quick and pin it at the top. How do we do that? Got it. Pinned it. It's been a while. I'm a little bit rusty. And I actually don't know how we're going to be watching the game on my own tonight. If anybody wants to say how they're actually watching it, like what streaming service. Right now I'm on TUDN. Currently actually watching Costa Rica, I believe is what it is, versus Jamaica in the U20s for the CONCACAF Championships. 8 added minutes. So, but then I believe DC United versus Chicago Fire does come on after that. Fingers crossed, because if not, I may have to listen to the radio version, which is going to be, I believe, on MLS's Twitter. But yeah, make sure you go follow me on Twitter. That's linked in the live chat. So click on that. If you have been paying attention around the scores, just around the league, it is a absolutely jam-packed MLS Soccer Saturday. Lots of games going on. So, and I couldn't fit every single one of those live scores down there, which I manually have to go in and change the score for. I was also on a little bit of a time crunch. I got a little bit carried away with some of the preparations for this match. And forgot I have to make the background for the stream. So yeah, there's only 2 matches on the live scores. I believe nobody has scored in those games. I just put the 2 games that were most relevant to us. So Columbus Crew and Charlotte, 2 teams that are very close to the playoff line. Charlotte in 6th, Columbus in 10th. That's on a live table. And then the other game, Cincinnati's in 7th. Right in that last playoff spot. Only I actually don't understand why they're ahead of New England Revolution, because there's goal difference there. New England technically, I think, should be ahead of them, unless the first tiebreaker is wins, but that doesn't really matter. Either way, they're in 7th right now. And then Philadelphia Union, one of our not a fierce rival of ours, but a team that's going to be challenging for the title for sure this year, the Eastern Conference title, and probably the MLS Cup. Right now, it looks like New York City are going for a repeat. They look really, really strong at the minute. But those are the games that are going on right now. Now, let's talk some DC United, because it's been forever since we've played a match. Last time I did a watch along, it was a 2-2 draw to Toronto. It was a frustrating one. We hadn't gotten a win in a really long time. And then we did that watch along. I wasn't able to do a watch along over the Memorial Day weekend when we played New York Red Bulls. But yeah, it was the 89th minute equalizer from Osorio. And if you didn't see, DC United did not get their bid selected for the World Cup. I mean, it's just a lot of things to talk about DC. I mean, a lot of people are complaining. I think the only argument that we had with, like, to give that bid any chance was the fact that DC is the capital of the United States, of the entire nation. We're hosting a World Cup along with 3 other nations, but it's the capital. And other than that, everything was going against us. And the fact that the game was being played in Baltimore. Baltimore's not a great city, let's be honest. I just thought from the start there's no way we're getting selected. We were probably the worst bid. And people are making arguments that if you look at the amount of viewers that we have on TV for the Premier League, we're the most, I think, of all the United States cities, something like that. But honestly, I think that argument is irrelevant because we're not watching the Premier League. We're hosting a World Cup. So it's 2 very different things. But honestly, we didn't deserve it. I wanted it because then I probably would have been able to go to some of the games. Philadelphia's pretty close, but I mean, I would have had to go to a World Cup game if it was in M&T Bank Stadium, FedEx Field. That was scratched off the list pretty early on. But let's talk DC United. So what does this game mean? Chad Ashton came out. He basically he wants a restart pretty much. I think it's what we're all wanting is a restart. Unfortunately, most fans and including me believe that Chad Ashton should be fired as part of that reset. But I think Ashton's confident. No Shaqiri for Chicago Fire. Shaqiri has a injury. But there's still, I actually don't know how to say his name. Kasper Przybylko. That's what we're going to go with tonight. Przybylko, unless somebody corrects me. They've also got Chris Muller, who's done wonders for them, apparently, since coming here to Chicago. I believe he used to play for Orlando. But those are the main 2 players that you're looking for Chicago, and then you obviously have to look at their goalkeeper Gabriel Salina, which actually he hasn't done great in recent games. Gave up 3 goals against Toronto. Tragic game for Chicago there. Gave up 1 against NYCFC, 3 against New York Red Bulls, 2 against Cincinnati, and then 4 against Atlanta United. Just checking my phone real quick. Now the CONCACAF U20 game is now into the 97th minute. We're about to see the moment of truth here, if the game's gonna switch over to the United game. So yeah, and then if we look at our side, lots and lots of injuries. I'm actually gonna pull up real quick a report, our injury report. Andy Najar is back and in the lineup. We're gonna talk about that in a second. But first, I will give you yellow card suspension, Heinz Ike, and then the 2 players that are in transfer talks. Pretty much we pretty much know that they're gonna leave the club. Edison Flores, glad he's leaving. He needs to leave for the good of his career and for the good of the club. Griffin Yao is a little bit of a confusing one for me, but he's leaving the club regardless. And Bill Hamid is is out with illness. Could be COVID. I'm not 100% sure because there was a COVID outbreak, I think, at Loudoun United. They're playing with a really weak squad against Phoenix tonight. We recalled John Kempen from loan from San Diego. He'll be backing up Rafael Romo. And then we've got Adrian Perez is out, Odoy Atsum, Nyman, Kudi Pietro, Green, and Hayden Sargis. Those are all the players that are out. And then Russell Canales was questionable. He's now on the bench for tonight's match. And let's just take it player by player. We start in goal with Rafael Romo. I mean, pretty much a no-brainer if Bill Hamid is injured. Honestly, I think Romo's done actually decent in the games that we have seen him. But, yeah. And Bill Hamid actually hasn't had the best start to this season, a player that we rely on a lot. Jamaica, I think, just scored in the under-20s match. But, yeah, Bill Hamid hasn't had a great start to the season, so if Rafael Romo does well, maybe he earns himself a few more starts. We have Donovan Pines, right center back. I am glad he's starting. It was, again, pretty much an auto start. No other center back is really going to compete with him. We brought in Rio Hopegund from Loudoun United on like a four-day loan. Basically, he's just being called up to be on the bench for this match if anything goes wrong. Tony Alfaro was never going to get the start unless Andy Nahar wasn't 100%, but apparently he is 100% back from his injury. Andy Nahar, he's back. I am really, really, really excited to see him play tonight. The under-20s match is now over. I'm going to see if that game switches over to DC United on 2DNA. If anybody else wants to tell me where they're watching it on, in terms of the actual streaming service that they're watching, because right now it's a little bit confusing because I think the one that's on Twitter only is the English audio. I just want to see the match. I don't really care if it's in Spanish because I'm not going to be why did I say drinking? I'm not going to be listening to the commentary. Okay, so that's yeah. I mean, whole back line. Steven Birnbaum, in my opinion, has been our best player this season. Because I mean, you could say Funtas, but he's only been here for about half of our games so far. But I'd say Birnbaum has been our best player. Left mid, Brad Smith. I actually don't think that this is right, this Drew Skundrick playing left wing. If it is, then I'll be really shocked. This will be really interesting to see Drew Skundrick play left wing. I think it's going to end up being some kind of diamond in the midfield. Possibly. I don't know how that would work. I just don't know, because we have three pretty defensive-minded midfielders. And unless we go to, unless Andy Nahar ends up playing right back, we could go with a back four instead of a back three. I mean, it'll be really interesting. I think all eyes are on Nahar. Jafal, I think, is going to play a really important role in this match. He needs to dictate the midfield, and that's a big ask of a player who's he's only 23. First season in the MLS, but I think he needs to do that for us. He's been doing it pretty successfully in the last couple of games. I really like the look of him. I'm glad he's starting. Already spoken about Skundrick, a little bit confusing there. Gressel and Smith have to start because there's no other players that can really push them out of that spot. Kamarni Smith wouldn't really play there. Yeah, I just don't see any other player that's on our bench, even in the squad, that could push them out of their starting spots. Probably a position that we could look to get some depth in the summer transfer window. That fullback position, because we have Samake, who is on loan at Loudoun United. Also has a injury currently. Funtas and Kamara. I think Estrada is on the bench. Estrada, I think, hasn't done well. I think we can all agree that he hasn't done well. I was really hoping for more. I mean, he had his moments. We were using him well for a little bit, but Ola Kamara has definitely been the most effective striker so far, and he deserves a start. Funtas, I mean, he's pretty much carrying this team. Even though we're not getting the wins right now, he's pretty much the reason that we're even scoring goals at the minute. But yeah, he's going to be an interesting one as well. Tudane is not showing the match currently. A little bit worrying. Just going to see if I can try and get it up. I can't read this in Spanish. It's showing Spanish words on the screen. I cannot read it. I mean, the players are out on the pitch. Oh, I see it. I see it. Yes. I see it. I've got it. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can send a link somehow. Okay. It's on... Oh, this is interesting. I don't know if this link is actually gonna work, but I'm gonna send it. So if you're looking for the match, here it is. I think that works. I'm gonna click on it just to make sure. Yeah, that sends you to the game. So that is how I'm watching the game. If you're watching it a different way, then good for you. But that's how you can. I'll start the timer. You can sync me up with the match, and we'll just be watching together. You can let us know your thoughts on the match as it comes in. Yeah, we're just here. It's gonna be a late one on the East Coast. It is 8:04 p.m. So it's gonna be a late night. Probably won't be ending the stream till like a little bit past 10, most likely. These streams usually take like 2.5 hours. But yeah, I'm excited. Let us know score predictions. Little bit of a weakened side for DC. Draw. I don't see us getting a win here today. Honestly, I don't even know how this team's going to be set up. So, it's going to be interesting. I'll be saying that a lot. Just going to be interesting. All right. Settle in. I believe we have the Unity kit numbers for Juneteenth. It actually looks really, really good. I want to buy a jersey that has those numbers on it because it looks so cool. All the colors. Okay. Chicago have the kickoff. Just trying to see. Okay, is this just going to show one camera angle? If so, we may have an issue, because I do not want to watch it this way. We'll see, though. Honestly, I don't think this camera angle is going to change. If you're watching it the same way that I am on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so it looks like Donovan Pines is lining up on the left side of the defense. Left center back. Nahar is playing right center back. How he usually plays. Again, I did not make that graphic over to the right here. I am just showing you what FotMob says. I'm now going to get the timer ready. I'm ready to hit start, and you can sync up that timer with you can sync up my stream. You can just rewind this stream to sync it up with however you're watching the match. Simple as that. Okay, the camera angle did change. I am excited. Are you excited? Last second score predictions. I'm gonna go official prediction 1-1. And I think Ola Kamara will score a tap in. Let's see if it's true. Just awaiting the whistle from the referee. Still waiting. Their striker is tall. So, I think that, Birnbaum's gonna have, his work cut out for him. Are we starting yet, please? Can we start? Jafal is just out there doing a whole bunch of side shuffles, back and forth, waiting for the referee to blow the whistle. Here we go, we're underway. We have begun. The match has kicked off. Immediately we're putting on some pressure. So let's try and figure out that it's actually not that much of a high quality stream, so it's going to be hard to see these players, but as long as we can see the ball and the goal, we're fine. And the color of the shirts, just black and white. Chicago Fire on a pretty intense attack, and they give it away. Goal kick for DC. Here will be a good chance to look at the lineup. How we build out of the back here. Jafal looks to be sitting the deepest of the midfield. Lee Durkin's over on the left. So I think this might be a two-pronged attack. Not a three-pronged attack that the thing shows you, the picture over there. Chicago throw in now. So it looks like in terms of the midfield, it's Jafal sitting in deeper, and then Lee Durkin to the left in front of him. Hang on, here's a chance for Chicago. Ball in. Luckily, the cross is just over the head of the incoming winger. But yeah, in terms of the midfield, Jafal sitting deepest, and then you have Lee Durkin, or Chris Durkin. I used to say Lee Durkin, I don't know why, but it's Chris Durkin, left center mid, in front of him, and then to the right of Jafal is Skundrick. Nahar on the throw-in. It's weird to call it a double-pronged attack, or two-pronged attack. Because Kamara and Funtas look to be playing on the same side. They look to be both playing on the right. And Durkin's kind of the guy that's controlling that left-hand side, helping out Brad Smith. Just going to make sure that I have updates for the other games. Philadelphia has scored. Philadelphia has scored, so we can update our live updates. It's now it's
to a honeymoon period sort of start.
Here we go. You might have just been able to hear the broadcast for a second. Just have to mute my desktop audio there. All right, here's an attack. It's now Julian Gressel. He's gonna whip in across. It's a poor one. You can see the players are a little bit rusty. We had no DC United players playing for their national team other than, Edison Flores is leaving. Estrada, I believe, played for Ecuador. Other than that, none of these players that are on the pitch right now played. Unless I'm unaware of Romo being called up for Venezuela's random friendlies. Gonna turn on notifications here, and then the other game. Now I'm not gonna miss any of those updates. It's currently the 32nd minute in those other matches that you see in the bottom right. I might actually reload this Twitter stream here because it is hard to see. Okay, now I have it. Still a little blurry, but it's there. At least I can see a little bit better now. Brad Smith in a little bit of a ground duel. Ends up losing out. DC tries to clear. Not as far as that center defender for Chicago, and now a little bit of a shifty move from Taxi Funtas, and he could be released on the right-hand side here. Gets tripped up. That's 100% a foul. No, it's not. The referee hasn't blown for that. What in the world? Taxi got absolutely hacked down. He's still down. Not getting up. Referee is not budging. I am very surprised. How is that not a foul? Wow. Taxi still hasn't gotten up. Or at least he's not on the screen right now. This is, wow. And we're only 5.5 minutes in. Okay, I thought we were for sure going to get a free kick there. Taxi's now up, walking back to the other half of the pitch. Here we go, Jafal wins it. Taxi's got to get back on sides. He is definitely on sides. Again released down that right-hand side. The pass is off from Ola Kamara. So we're starting off a little bit sloppy. Could have to do with the surface of the pitch. The pitch actually looks pretty slick. Oh my gosh, yeah. 100% a foul. How is the AR not seeing that? His leg is halfway. The defender's leg is halfway up Taxi's leg. That's 100% a foul. Jafal wins it again, but he calls a foul. That didn't look like a foul. This referee looks a little bit dodgy. We have a throw-in for Chicago. Here we go. Free kick for Chicago. That's softer than all the other ones. Nahar kicks it away in frustration. Now that thing's all messed up. This is why I switched to OneFootball, because that thing got all messed up. I'm just gonna put this here. Free kick. Can we defend set pieces? Have we worked on set pieces over the break? Ball's whipped in. Good header. I can't see who that was. I think it was Birnbaum. Brad Smith was beat to it on the wing. Another ball whipped in. Goes all the way to the back post. And it's going to be a corner. Ooh, let's not give up a set piece goal. Ball's whipped in. Header's wide. Nothing to worry about. Why was I worried? Probably because we're like the worst team in the entire league. In the entire MLS, that's defending set pieces. Brad Smith, the ball out of bounds. This is poor passing. This is really sloppy from DC. Gotta get better. Gonna write that down. And the Chicago striker is offsides. Cincinnati has scored. They've equalized in the Philadelphia Union game. Let's see if I can update that for you.
Trying to make an impression on national team coaches to try and...
There we go. Didn't have the volume down. You could have just heard that stream there for a second. Now you shouldn't. I just made it 0-0. I just realized. Let me fix that. 1-1. There we go. Throw in. It's Gressel. Finding Taxi. A little bit of a back heel to Kamara. And Kamara loses it. They're asking for a handball, and they get it. It's actually very hard to see on this. I can barely see. Okay, this might actually be better if I do it like this. Okay. I'm actually watching it not in full screen, but zooming in on the smaller version, and it's somehow better quality. It'll be really interesting to see how long it takes for Nahar to get involved in the attack. Right now, DC are defending pretty much for their lives at the minute, but Chicago have not made the most of their chances. And now it's switched to Brad Smith's side. Unfortunately, I don't know how to say Chicago's striker, their center forward's name, and a header goes wide for them. I think it was Muller on the header. See that cross again. First time cross. And then it was out. Really nothing in that. Oh, we have another goal. Columbus Crew have scored. Columbus Crew have scored against Charlotte. Not too surprised. Charlotte, they've just recently parted ways with their first ever manager. I was actually a little surprised by it, to be honest. Because they're actually, if you look at the table, they're not doing too bad in the league. They're actually in 7th. But a few teams below them have a lot of games in hand, including one of those teams being Columbus. I think if Columbus wins, yeah. Columbus beats Charlotte, then Columbus goes ahead of Charlotte. And now a chance for us to capitalize on a set piece. Julian Gressel to whip it in. It's up. Got a good connection on it. I think it was Birnbaum. Yeah, it was Birnbaum. Over the bar. Not really that close. But the opportunity was there. See it on the replay again. Just kind of hits the wrong part of his head, to be honest. If he hits that, I mean, he's wide open. Honestly, should we be criticizing that? Like, he actually should finish that. There was really no need for him to leap. There was nobody around him. It was perfect if he just used his head, base of his forehead, nodded it down into a corner. And he's good in the air. Player of his abilities probably should be putting that away. But yeah, we probably shouldn't be criticizing something like that. DC looking to gain control back in this match. It is halftime in the Loudoun United versus Phoenix Rising match. It's 1-1. I'm just going to quickly check who scored the goal. For Loudoun, it was, oh, this is a name. I'm just going to say the last name. Abakora. Assist from Michael Gamble. So, if you're interested in Loudoun United, there's that. Our USL affiliate. Brad Smith's going to clear that out. I think it's just a throw-in by the looks of it. There's Chad Ashton. He's telling a few players to warm up. Oh, never mind. It is going to be a corner kick. Here we go. Defend. Just got to defend. And they did get ahead on it, but it was well wide. You know, seeing all these baseball stadiums and mainly football stadiums, where just the stadium just looks so empty, and the stadium you can just tell is clearly not built for soccer. It just makes me so happy that we have a soccer-specific stadium. Because the stadium right now, as I'm looking at Soldier Field right now, doesn't look packed at all. And now, oh, that's a really poor pass. I can't tell who that is. I think that's Gressel. But that should have been a goal. We were on the break. It's now halftime in the Columbus versus Charlotte game. But Gressel had tons of space to run into. Ola Kamara was available. Speaking of Ola Kamara, here he is on the ball. He's tripped up and he wins a free kick in a decent spot. Yeah, definitely a foul there. Let us know how you're feeling. Not too nervous yet, just excited to be back playing in the MLS. I've gotten bored from all these international matches. Can we capitalize from this free kick? Ball's in. Oh my goodness. First to hit Kamara, and then he nodded it back to Birnbaum. Birnbaum didn't even look like it was ready. It didn't look like he hit the ball. It looked like the ball hit him. And now a ball's in from Funtas. Birnbaum stayed in the box to be ready for that one, but he couldn't find the end of it. And now Chicago tried to get on the counterattack, but long ball is overhit. But the surface actually, I think the reason that all these passes are going astray, that one I have no idea what he was trying to do. Yeah, that one, I think that was Donovan Pines. That one I have no idea. I think the reason a lot of these short passes are going wide of the target is because of the surface. Foul called on Sofiane Jafal. And now halftime in the Philly Union game. 1-1 in that, and then Crew are leading 1-0. Believe they're at home in that one. Pretty even first 20 minutes. Let us know your thoughts in the live chat. Free kick played. They tried to play it quickly, but they're going to pull it back. Round half field. Free kick for Chicago. Probably just play it short. And they do to get play underway. Trying a long ball, but Rafael Romo collects. Andy Nahar. That's what I want to see. I want to see him driving forward. I want to see him using that creative ability. Chicago Fire's defense is not solid at all. Funtas goes down once again. Come on, get up. You know you're not getting that call. If you didn't get the last one, you're not getting that one. And now Chicago's in the box. It's a shot. Romo saves. It was a good one. It almost found the follow-up. The number 99. He was almost there for it to... He was almost there to pounce on it after Romo deflected it. Really good save from Romo, though. And we could have gone 1-0 down. Cutting inside. Not sure how he didn't block that. Went through Birnbaum's legs. Romo had good reaction time. And then Durkin was able to draw a foul. But we're back. Ball's back in play. See if we can build out of the back. Give it to Nahar. Let's overload that right-hand side. Here's Funtas, tripped up again, goes down once again. Oh, that wasn't Funtas, that was Skundrick. Play short, though. Playing it quick. There's a lot of fouls. This time the foul is called on Kamara. Trying to see how dark it is outside. Not too dark. Sun's probably just about set by now. Gonna get a lot of long, warm summer nights. Actually, today it wasn't very warm. It's actually very windy. If you live in Maryland, DC, Virginia, it's actually pretty windy today. I think it was only like 75 at its highest. Jafal's now on the ball. That rhymes. And Romo passes out of bounds. So far, it's pretty boring if I gotta be honest. Ola Kamara now has it on the right. Gressel, he has a chance. The pass is a little bit behind, and it goes to the opposition. Poor crosses. Gressel not on it. Poor crossing from Gressel. And that, an unnecessary foul for Skundrick. Lots of unnecessary fouls. But I think this referee's kind of calling it a little bit soft. There's just a lot of pulling and just a lot of jersey pulling, arm pulling. Just writing down everything so we have something to talk about at halftime so I don't forget anything. And when I do the match review we can recall back to things that we were initially thinking during the match. Cross whipped in, headed out for a throw-in. Throw-in for Chicago. Yeah, and make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications so you know when that match review to this match comes out. Brad Smith dribbles down a blind alley, straight into the defender. Not sure why Taxi's playing on that left-hand side. All of his success has been playing on off the right. I think that needs to be switched immediately. Funtas should definitely be playing on the right. I don't know if it has anything to do with wanting Kamara to cut in on his left. I mean, I don't even know if Kamara is left-footed. I have no idea. That would be the first change that I would make. Right now. Because I think Funtas brings the best out in Gressel and just everyone on that right-hand side. Cross whipped into that back post. It hits the post. Oh my goodness. Chicago were again almost leading, and Taxi's just completely outnumbered. We're sitting in deep. This is very embarrassing, actually, to watch. We're sitting in, pretty much playing a 5 in the back against the worst team in the MLS, other than ourselves. And that probably makes us the worst team in the MLS. Romo collects. Looking at that cross that ended up into a shot, hit off the face of the post, and out. Luckily, it got the right bounce. I mean, inches away from Chicago taking the lead there. And honestly, I think we've seen a lot more questionable marking on that back post from Brad Smith. He got better, and now he's kind of, you can see it. Chicago might just take advantage of that. And it's a poor touch from Gressel. And I don't know what's happening right now because everything seems off. See, that's normally Gressel would be taking that down. He'd be beating his defender. He'd be putting in a cross. The things that usually go our way aren't going our way. And without those very few things that go our way in a match, without those things, I just don't see us winning at all. I think the best we can get out of this is a draw. Even that pass just there with, I think it was Chris Durkin, that pass just a little bit off. Has to send Brad Smith chasing towards the sideline. You can probably hear my dog barking now. But even just those small passes. And the poor touches right there from Brad Smith. It led to a foul, but imagine the referee doesn't call the foul. Imagine the referee isn't soft. The referee doesn't call that foul. Chicago are away. Small things that we're just struggling to form an attack. Switching back over to Donovan Pines now. Chance to put on a little bit of pressure there. Gabriel Salinas forced to clear out. Ola Kamara, come on, use your strength. It's good dribbling there. Skundrick, decent pass. Poor first touch from Gressel. And the pass is behind him. Nahar luckily is able to keep it in play. Gressel now on the right-hand side. Let's put in a good cross. He loses it. Not a ton he could do there. But, just kind of gets an unlucky bounce. Donovan Pines able to shield out the attacker. Funtas now on the ball. Let's get him some some support. Ola Kamara recognized that he was offsides there. Actually, he calls a foul. Yep, foul. And a booking, actually. So we've got a free kick here for Chicago. Let us know your thoughts so far on the match down below in the live chat. It's actually not even below. It's probably to the side. If you're looking at it on a computer. Ventas, a little bit of a bad touch while dribbling, and then, I mean, if they look at that, if VAR looks at that, that could be a red card. You know, the MLSs with studs up challenges. Federico Navarro is booked for Chicago. Oh, now it's a breakaway. A chance. Number 40. Romo. I'm saying his number because I don't know the name, but Romo had to come up big for us there. A kick save. It was Gutierrez. Really good from Przybylko. Trying to actually say that name. Przybylko. If anybody wants to tell me in the live chat how to say his name, the number 9 for Chicago, that would be great. And just a pointless pass. Chris Durkin is frustrated, telling Julian Gressel to just settle down, keep the ball. There's no point, no need for that. And I think by the looks of it, Gressel and Nahar might have switched. I think Gressel might be playing as part of that back 3 now, and Nahar playing as the winger. Another foul on Jafal. Donovan Pines is booked for throwing the ball away. Half an hour gone, and now a free kick for Chicago. And second half kicks off in the Columbus Crew versus Charlotte game. We'll keep you updated in those live scores. Same thing for the Loudoun United game. I'll keep you updated if there's any goals scored in that game between Loudoun United and Phoenix Rising in the USL Championship, as well as the Philadelphia Union game. Romo has to come off his line there for a second to collect the ball. Now we're away, possibly on a counterattack. Gressel. That's the problem right there. If you just saw there, all 3 of our attackers sprinted forward. How are you going to get the ball? How are you going to get the ball? You're just sprinting forward. Gressel has no support there. He has no option other than to run down a blind alley, either lose the ball or turn around and go back the other way. All 3 of our attackers run the exact same direction, straight into their back line. Absolutely pointless. And now Pines gives it away. Another pass off the mark for Jafal. Throw in for Chicago. But it's just things like that. That's just so simple. 3 players all making the exact same run, straight up the middle, straight at the back line. Nobody thought of making any kind of diagonal run, and they all went, when Gressel had to turn around and go the other way, they all did the flimsy little run. jogged back because they didn't get the ball. How are you expecting to get the ball? There's 4 defenders in front of you. And now the second half begins in the Cincinnati game, not Chicago. Tried to say Chicago and Cincinnati in the same word. Cincinnati versus Philadelphia Union. Second half kicks off. Throwing for Chicago once again. Now a long switching ball. Brad Smith is going to have to defend here. It's back out to the number 2. He's been dangerous all day. Now floating in across. Header just almost troubled Romo there, but it's over the bar, landing in the top of the net. Birnbaum trying to get DC United to play with a bit more intensity, a bit more crisp. Being a captain, as usual. Romo's going to kick long here. Just trying to write down that thought that I had with the 3 attackers all making the same run, just running in the same direction. Charlotte FC have equalized. I mean, there's goals going on in the other games. This is the worst one. The 2 worst teams in the MLS. Am I surprised that it's still 0-0? No, I'm not. Charlotte equalizes. And now DC have a chance to take the lead. Will we take that chance? It's Julian Gressel. Birnbaum's been open all day on these. And a little bit of a collision. Selena stayed up. Birnbaum still is down. And, I think Birnbaum did get the head on it, but it was, a little bit wide. He collided with Selena, same with Ola Kamara. Both of them had a big collision with the keeper. Shot fired in, straight at Romo. Coming towards halftime now. If you aren't already, subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications for more DC United videos, live streams. We're going to do watch-alongs for pretty much every single game that I'm able to. But that's pretty much every single game. So yeah, a little bit of a collision there. It looked like Selena punched Birnbaum in the head, but he's back up and running. But yeah, pretty much every single game of the season I'm going to be available for pretty much every single day in the summer. So whenever DC United have a game, just turn on this live stream. Follow me on Twitter as well to let you know when the live streams go up, when videos go live as well, because we'll do weekly news. There's going to be a lot of news coming in because of the summer transfer window. Hopefully getting in a few designated players because we desperately need those. I mean, we desperately need players all over the pitch. So yeah, follow me on Twitter for when videos will come out. It's a really good touch from Brad Smith, the first good touch we've seen all day, and the first creative pass we've seen all day. Almost ended up to the right player. It's the number 99 again, running at our defense. Nahar cuts out the pass. End-to-end game, but when you think of an end-to-end game, you're thinking shots on target, speed, counter-attacking. Right now, both teams are just flailing at the defense, running aimlessly, and giving it up. Just really, really low-quality play right now. Really, really just not great. Chicago's winger's now going to have it on the right-hand side now. Back into the middle. It's going to be a little clip over the top for the striker. Just straight away from it, though. Chris Durkin goes down. That one looked to be a bad challenge. Durkin's still down. Lots of heavy challenges coming in from both sides. And the right back's going to get a little bit of talking to. Yeah, that one's a late challenge. Probably should get booked for that. He just kind of leaned into Durkin. Durkin probably initiated the contact, though. So that's talking to is pretty fair. Now another boot long. Oh, Kamara doesn't find the end of it. Falling asleep watching this game. It's just so hard to watch. Honestly, I think I would enjoy it more if one team just sat and just did a rondo for the entire game. just kept possession in a little circle. I probably would have been more entertained than this. It's like I feel like I'm losing brain cells watching this game. Like I have negative brain cells right now. There's been zero clear-cut chances created by DC United. Very few from the other side. Just nothing. I mean, I don't even know what we're going to talk about at halftime. It's just going to be this. Just pretty much just poor passing, poor touches, poor crossing, poor runs from the attack, poor everything. That's pretty much the way to describe this first half. Honestly, from both sides, but mainly from DC. Chicago deserve it. They probably deserve to be leading. I don't know what the possession stats are like right now. But Chicago probably deserved to be leading. Here's a goal kick for DC. I'm actually yawning. Tyler Freeman is subbed on for Loudoun United, if you're interested at all. Samake is subbed on as well. Maybe we should just turn on the Loudoun United game. It seems a lot more entertaining than this one. And a free kick. Could actually be in shooting distance. Probably not, though. Probably just going to be a little clip over the top. Celine is probably going to punch it out. Here's my prediction for this play. Gressel takes it. Already walking over to take it. Clips it over. Birnbaum. Gabriel Solina goes out to punch it. Collides with Birnbaum. Birnbaum goes down for a little bit. Selena just kind of punches it out. Ola Kamara just backpedals into his defender. There's the prediction. Clipped in. Okay, I was kind of right. There was no collision, but Selena did come out and catch it. Handled it well. One of the most informed, not right now, but was one of the most informed goalkeepers in the MLS. I think Real Madrid were the team that was really, really close to signing him. I don't know if that's official yet. Haven't really been paying attention to that whole transfer saga. I think it's Real Madrid and Chelsea, the teams that are interested. Halftime. Called right on the 45-minute mark. I mean, an absolute snooze fest. Almost nothing to talk about. But we do have to do a halftime discussion. Just gonna put out on the Twitters real quick. All the way zoomed in on Twitter now. Hang on. Here we go. Okay, give us your thoughts on the first half in the live chat. Let's look at just a few things that I wrote down. Dodgy calls from the referee early on. Yeah, we saw a little bit of a no call really early on, like 4 minutes into the game for Taxi Funtas. No call, went down. Took him a while to get up, actually. I thought that should have been, it was just like a reckless challenge. Loudoun United have scored against Phoenix Rising in the USL Championship. But yeah, there's that. And then after that, I just put really poor passing. I mean, that's just kind of pretty much a summary from both sides, mainly DC United though. Just really poor passing all around the pitch. A lot of it coming from our wings though, and mainly coming from Julian Gressel's side, the right side, with his really just poor crossing. We just seem off in all departments at the minute, and it's really frustrating to watch. Lots of unnecessary fouls as well. We saw a few yellow cards come out. I don't know what the exact number is. I think it was just 2. Both going to one going to Pines. I'm gonna reload this just so I can see. Loudoun United have scored a third. So Loudoun United are now up 3-1. If you're just joining us for the halftime discussion, give us your thoughts down below. Subscribe to the channel as well. Follow me on Twitter. It's pinned in the live chat. Gadiri scores. And Abukora scored again. So 2 goals for him. And then Gadiri scored. Just gonna take a little look at what people are saying on Twitter. Nothing that I can see yet. But yeah, and then the only other thing that I wrote down, just the pointless runs from our attack, and it kind of just leaves our wingers stranded, giving them no option other than to just run down a blind alley. Yeah. And just, again, really frustrating to watch. But yeah, so far, really, really boring half of play. Give us your thoughts in the live chat. I mean, in terms of substitutions, because we don't even have anything on the bench. I don't know. This is a mess. We have an injury crisis. We're playing poorly. We're going to be bottom of the table. We're going to be bottom of the table if we lose this, I think. Nothing's on our bench. Nigel Roberta. Let's bring him on. Let's do, yeah. Take off probably Jafal or Skundrick. Durkin honestly looks like the only midfielder right now who is looking to hold any kind of accountability currently. So our best bet might be just leaving Durkin in there. Skundrick has been more active than Jafal. Actually, it's probably been pretty even. I don't know. Take off Jafal or Skundrick. Bring on Roberta. Let him do bits. Get Funtas in on the back post. That's our only hope right now. Anybody got any other ideas? Anybody? Does anybody have any other ideas? Because I'm struggling to think of how we can possibly dismantle the back line. In terms of man of the half, I mean, it's got to go to Rafael Romo. Probably the only reason that we're not losing right now. But yeah. Again, let us know our thoughts. 'Cause, it's just same old, same old. Nothing happening. It's now 9 p.m. It's dark outside. I can see my reflection in the window. Sad times to be a DC United fan. Or a Chicago fan. But, to be honest, Chicago's never really been good. DC are kind of like a falling giant. Fallen giant. Not a fall. We're actively falling. We are a falling giant. We've fallen, and we're actually falling even deeper. We are actively falling. We are falling apart. We need to have a reset. Tonight was supposed to be the reset, but honestly, I don't think that there's going to be a reset until Chad Ashton leaves. I think that's our only option at this point. The play just looks absolutely horrid. I have nothing else for you. Injuries. I mean, we can't even use that as an excuse. Can't use that as an excuse. Because honestly, if you look at our injury list, other than Bill Hamid, but Romo's doing a job. Romo should probably start the next game if he keeps a clean sheet. Even with Bill Hamid, let's get if Russell Canals can go, I would like to see him come on. That's probably a player that would make the difference for us. There just needs to be a complete shift in the play. If we look on paper, it's been about 60% possession for Chicago. The XG has been tremendously one-sided. Almost, I mean, neither side has a full XG point yet. 0.91 for Chicago, 0.2 for us. I mean, 9 total shots for Chicago. And 1 for us. Honestly, I think we should look at that. The passing accuracy. 81% for them, 68% for us. And I don't know exactly what that ratio is, but it's bad. It's for the most part, it's one in every 3 passes goes astray, which is really, really bad. Really, really bad. Just that we can't even string together 3 passes is basically what that means. Few people on Twitter complaining about the referees as well. But yeah. I'm just completely... Surely there's got to be something... Drop my sticky notes. Surely there's got to be something. Some kind of substitution, some kind of shift in play. In the second half. Second half's going to be really telling. I mean, obviously. I think I'm just gonna watch the Loudoun United highlights. It's the only thing that can make me happy right now. Actually, some really good finishing from Abukora. We could use that. Could use a lot of that. He had a little chip finish. I mean, is there anything else to talk about? This game has just been kind of boring. We've had one shot. Not one shot on target. One shot. And only one, like, decent chance. And Chicago's had 9. Just kind of don't really know what to do right now. Just waiting for the second half to kick off. I don't know exactly when this second half... Okay, 11 minutes ago. So it should be like 4-5 more minutes and then we should be back on. So usually I can pass this time by getting a refill of water, but I haven't had to do a lot of talking. I haven't had to really raise my voice much. So I've got 2 water bottles sitting here on the sidelines, waiting to be brought in. Still finishing 1 though. On the bright side, the U.S. under-20s defeated St. Kitts and Nevis earlier today, 10-0 in Honduras in the CONCACAF championships, whichever you prefer. But yeah, I'm actually really excited, because I think I might do some international games, watch-alongs, not I don't know what I was gonna say. Could be a good idea though. Currently, they're showing highlights of pretty much of DC United's glory days. Not helping right now. Might be our lowest point as a club right now. Really tough being a DC United fan and a Manchester United fan. Both clubs that I'm supporting are probably at their lowest point, except for when Manchester United got relegated. But even then, I mean, I wasn't even alive for that. Not even close. But just both of the clubs in need, like, just desperately in need of a reset. Complete reset. Now they're showing Rooney. Why are we showing Rooney and Luciano Acosta and Paul Areola? The guy that left because of how bad of a club we were. Honestly, can't even wait for full time. Can't wait for the full 90 minutes. 45 to go. Awaiting the start to the second. Okay, players back are I can't even speak straight. Players are back on the pitch. Gonna zoom back in now. Here we go. Let's hope for a better, brighter second half. A brighter second half, hopefully. Just gonna try and quickly. If you're just joining us, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. We're going to be doing lots of videos this summer. School is out, and I can pretty much fully devote my time to this channel. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a match review. I can guarantee you it's going to be a short one, because with no goals, there's going to be nothing to analyze. Especially if we don't get, there's not even any subs to bring on. I think there's 2 subs that we could bring on that could actually have the ability to change the game for us. And that's it. 2 players, and that's Russell Canouse, who is at half fitness, but honestly, I would take Russell Canouse with half a leg over our midfield right now. And Nigel Roberta, who, nothing's happening. The timer started, but I'm just waiting because I'm a few seconds ahead on that. Or at least I was. Probably am not now. But the first half, that timer right there was a few seconds early. But we're back on the free kick. Gressel. And it's a poor cross. Brad Smith does get on the end of it. We do have a throw, and let's just keep in this half. Let's keep it there. Another long ball from Romo. Skundrick, gotta beat your man to that. Good. Gressel. Let's just get it under control. Looks like we've kind of just changed the mentality a little bit, because right there I just saw Donovan Pines. It looked like he was about to square up to just boot the ball long, and he looked up, saw that there was nobody there, and went back the other way, calmly. And there we almost just created a goal-scoring chance. But the goalie beat Kamara to it. So a little bit of a early shift in mentality. Just kind of calming down, focus. Let's get the passes right. Let's get the touches right. Which is something that you would be focusing on doing in the first 15 minutes. Instead of in the first 15 minutes of the second half. And we're lucky to not have already dug ourselves into a hole. Now a chance for Chicago, and it's dragged all the way across the end line. Romo's down. It looks like he's holding his stomach. He should be good, hopefully. Thank goodness. Nobody got on the end of that. Luckily, no corner, though. start a new sticky note for the second half. Here's an attack down the left-hand side. It's Taxi Funtas cutting in on the right. Gressel's there, please! Oh, it's blocked. It's blocked. But it's a good quality chance. That's what we needed. Probably a little bit more composure, though, from Gressel is what we wanted. Gressel now in the corner. Please, Birnbaum. Gressel's holding up numbers on his fingers. It's to the back post. And, Birnbaum slams his wrist into the grassy earth at Soldier Field. What am I saying? 50th minute now. Goal kick. 45 minutes to play. It's, honestly, it's anyone's game. And right now, we look to be the better side in this second half. But then again, it is really early on. Funtas still fighting for it on that end line. It's going to be a free kick, I think. Phone's going off for substitutions in the Loudoun game. But no score updates for you yet. Loudoun are still 3-1 leading, and those scores that you see on your screen in the bottom right are still accurate if you're interested in those games. Chicago, they're holding it in the corner early. I think they just lost track of time. They were going to hold it in the corner for 40 minutes. Probably their best bet, honestly. They've lost their last game really late. 2 goals from, I think it was Pozuelo, in like the last 10 minutes. So it's probably their best bet. They just hold it in the corner for 40 minutes. Chicago. Gressel finds Kamara. Here's a good touch into space. Can he find Funtas? The cross isn't really directed towards anybody. You could just see him lining up for that. You could just see that the cross wasn't going to be directed towards anybody. And Kamara, that pass has got to be on. Could have been Gressel's fault, though. I wasn't really looking. Both of them looked pretty frustrated. But you could just see there was a man standing right in front of Funtas. Kamara easily could have taken another touch, gone inside, dragged a defender one way. He had time. He had time and he had space. He just sort of rushed it. Felt like he had to bring in the service right there. This is what we want to see. More combination play from Taxi. It's now floated in. Kamara fighting to get ahead on it, but it's cleared out. Not as far as Jafal. And now it's Nahar, who's been very quiet. Oh, but here, he's not quiet here. Dribbles past 2 defenders, draws a foul. Really, really good creative dribbling there. Nahar is down. He's probably going to get up, though. You'd hope so. First game back from injury, though, he He actually looks pretty sharp. Probably one of the sharpest on the pitch, actually. And you know what? Sometimes as a defender, it's good to have a quiet game. Because that means you're not really making too many mistakes. Hard probably just got a little bit of a studs to the bridge of the foot there. So Jafal takes the free kick, still waiting. Hearing from VAR here. Could we get a studs up challenge? Red card. That would certainly give us an advantage. We already look to have a little bit of an advantage. Just in the way that we're playing, we look to be a little bit more lively. Could we see a card come out here? And maybe it's the color red. It looks like he's going to be going over for VAR. I don't know what else it could be other than red card. And oh no, he's walking back. Yeah, it doesn't look to be a red card. What is the referee doing? This is a shocking referee. This referee's actually very bad. Okay, he's just gonna call. I don't know. He's still waiting. What is this? See the replay. Kind of shoved him to the ground. It's a little bit forceful. Not a red card though. Probably not a card at all. Just kind of forcefully shoved Nahar into the ground. Taxi now on it. It's a good touch. Decent opportunity. Shot from Durkin goes wide. And now crack open the second water bottle of the night. I don't know why I did that. If you didn't know, I drink a lot of water on these streams because my throat dries out incredibly quickly. Tyler Freeman has scored a fourth for Loudoun United. And now across, Brad Smith. We're getting the chances. It's now Durkin. That's going to be easily collected by Selena. But a lot of these crosses don't look to be directed towards anybody. But there's definitely been a change in the way we're playing. A little bit of a change in intensity. A little bit of a chance from Chicago. It's going to be cleared, though. But, I mean, we've got the crosses in. We just need to find a target. We just need to find the end of it. And it sounds simple, but it's not. We've got to pick our head up and pick out a player. Pick out a pass. Don't just aimlessly cross it into the box and hope for the best. Free kick now in a very good position for Chicago. Negative position for DC. Especially with our record on defending set pieces. Not looking good for us right now. Just gonna back up my chair. Free kick for Chicago. Chance for them to take the lead. Let's hope we defend, though. Ball's in. Romo paws it off the line. And now we could be released on a counterattack. Never mind, the ball goes out. All the way back to the goalie. Okay. That was close. I don't know if we're going to get to see a replay. We will. Wow. Romo is playing absolutely massive. Doing bits for us. Whew, that was close. I think Romo should start the next game. If he keeps a clean sheet, if he keeps a clean sheet and doesn't start the next game, I mean, I don't know. Romo's playing absolutely out of his skin right now. And now a chance into the box. It's going to be collected, though, from the Chicago keeper. Ball into the box. Gressel just above the head of Kamara, who is coming in, flying, leaping like a salmon. It looks like there might be a few substitutes coming in soon. We are reaching the hour mark now. Smith, he's got a chance. It's whipped in, it's an open goal! Gressel has it! It's wide! Gressel! He has one of these this kind of chance almost every single game, and he just blows it completely wide or over the goal. Great cross from Brad Smith. Falls to Gressel. It's a mishit at first. It pops back out to him. He has a second chance. Well wide. Great crossing, though, from Brad Smith. Brad Smith and Romo have probably been the only two players that have played above average tonight. Little reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more DC United content, DC United related content, MLS related content, US men's national team possibly for the World Cup. And now, Brad Smith takes a shot this time. Might not have been trying to take a shot, but he just kind of sliced right through it. Phoenix has cut the lead down to 2 on Loudoun United in that game. I've got nothing yet on the Philadelphia Union and all those games that are down in the live scores on the bottom right of your screen. Nothing yet. Those games will be finishing up soon, probably in the next 10 or 12 minutes. If at any point I just kind of look down and you can hear a little bit of a pencil writing, that's what I'm doing. I'm writing down the ideas, things that we can mention in the match review. So if my head just looks down for a second, that's what I'm doing. Or if I go silent, if you're just listening and watching the match. Ball's going to be whipped in to Chicago, to hoping for one of their forwards to get on the end of it, and it was an own goal in the Loudoun United game. So an own goal for Loudoun, but we're still leading 4-0, or 4-2, with that game coming to a close. It's gone a little bit quiet now. Selena's going to be forced to clear here for Chicago. Taxi's pushed to the ground. Referee doesn't call it. It's now switched all the way to the left-hand side. On the left flank, running at Julian Gressel, cutting inside now, around the edge of the box. Shot is wide. It's going to be a goal kick for Rafael Romo for DC United. And now we're getting a substitution for Chicago. The number 99 is going to be coming off. I'm just going to see who that is. Ivanov. Ivanov is going to be leaving the pitch, and Herbers is coming on. I don't know what position Herbers plays. Fabian Herbers. Phoenix has scored another one. It's 4-3. Hopefully we don't blow a lead. It's into stoppage time, so we should be fine. But yeah, Loudoun United should have that game under control. Chicago Fire are having a little bit of a spell of possession and attacking play. It's with Mueller. And referee calls for a goal kick. That game has now reached full time. 4-3. 7-goal thriller at home for Loudoun United. Ooh, that's probably a corner kick, but referee calls it in DC's favor. Kamara now has it all the way in the back right corner. Chances floating across, but you'd probably want Kamara in on this cross. Right now, he'd be the one serving it in. It's a bad pass backwards for Julian Gressel. Chicago now on the attack. It's a 3-on-3. Jafal's trying to recover from the midfield. Shot is pretty weak and wide. Much more exciting second half, at least for DC United, from our point of view, in comparison to the first. And the Charlotte game is now finished. Charlotte and Columbus Crew, that game finishes 0-0. So where does that leave us in the table? We move up to 12th. Probably not dependent on that game, but I think Toronto was playing. Have to confirm that. Okay, so with our result, if this result holds, then we will go up to 12th. Columbus have stayed in 10th. Charlotte has actually gone up to 6th. Yeah, they started the day at 7th. Started the night, I should say. Cincinnati, if they pull out a winner, though, against Philadelphia, they would then go ahead of Charlotte. DC United have to clear here. Taxi finally does. Brad Smith with some room to run. Decent hold-up play. It's with Taxi. Takes a long shot. It's blocked, though. Kind of pointless there. Midway through this second half, Muller's back on it. He's had a really lively second half. Bouncing shot. The shot had a little bit of texture on it. Cincinnati and Philadelphia Union has finished. It's ended 1-1. If we look at the other games in progress, Orlando and Houston, that game's coming to a close in the 90th minute in stoppage time. Orlando's leading Houston 2-1. Vancouver and Dallas are also playing. Vancouver Whitecaps leading 1-0 away from home. And then Real Salt Lake and the Earthquakes, San Jose, will be kicking off shortly. And now a chance. Here's Kamara. Whipped in. Funtas is there! The header's just over the bar. Oh, and he's going to have a lot of time to think about that one. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us with 20 minutes remaining. Kamara. Ball was whipped in well on sides. Taxi he's not tall enough to direct it downwards. Selena watched it the whole way. '71st minute. Coming to a close in this game. It's going to be a decisive final 20 minutes. But that chance there with Funtas, probably our biggest opportunity of the entire game, the entire 70 minutes that have been played. No substitutions though yet. Probably said that wrong. No substitutions yet though. Funtas goes down. Referee calls for advantage. Nahar puts in a challenge. He might get booked for this. Looks like he's going to. Referee reaching for his pocket. Yep, Nahar will get booked. For those curious, Houston Dynamo has lost to Orlando City 2-1 away from home. There's the card. And now looks to be a double substitution. I see Alfaro, and I believe that might be Kamarni Smith. Let's see what happens. Nahar looks to be coming off, so he might not be 100% fit. No, that's Roberta. Roberta's coming on for Ola Kamara. I like that. Alfaro is coming on for Nahar. Skundrick off, and Knaus is coming on. Almost the substitutions that we were suggesting. No change in formation though. But Knaus will definitely look to rely on him. Roberta's going to be an interesting combination because it's just Roberta and Taxi up front for DC at the moment. Yeah, that's a really poor challenge from Nahar, really late. He kind of knew what he was doing, knew what he was getting into. Could have been sent off for that. Really reckless, but it's probably his first dangerous challenge of the entire match, so probably not going to see straight red there. 74th minute. Romo is going to kick it long. Knaus had an injury to his thigh. That's why he didn't start tonight. And now he finds himself in a crucial spot here for DC, and now it's a free kick, I think. Yeah, free kick. Substitutions coming in for Chicago. And now Chicago's going to try and keep possession. Long ball. Pines knocks it down. Free kick going the other way for DC. Offsides is the call. But I didn't see a foul, and then I was like, why is there a free kick going on? Just offsides. Everybody sent forward for DC. A little bit of a scrap in the midfield. And it ends with a clearance from Selena. Knaus, no, that's not Knaus. Gressel goes down, holding the back of his head. He should be fine, though. Head injury, though, so the referee does have to stop. We should be fine, though. Just talking to Herbers. Earlier substitution from Chicago brought Herbers on. Took off Ivanov. Still scoreless at Soldier Field. 15 minutes left. It's a high ball. Selena. Tonight's live stream for tonight's watch along. Definitely been a crucial player. Plays with a whole lot of confidence. All called around half field. It's going to be a free kick for Chicago. Scoot my chair in. Ball into the feet of the center forward. It's now out wide. Clipped in. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. You could see Chicago just slowly starting to creep back in the second half. And they take this chance and it's in. Let's see who's at fault. I mean, just a little bit. Romo just kind of found himself in a little bit of an awkward position. probably wasn't expecting the early. He's had such a good day, and you probably blame that goal on him. I mean, it just looks like it's nobody's fault. Just unlucky. Which sometimes are the worst goals to concede, especially at this stage of the match. And now DC have 10 minutes to find a goal, and honestly, I just don't see it happening. The prediction at the beginning of the match was 1-1. So, if I'm right, maybe that would probably be honestly, that would be positive. If we got an equalizer, I would probably be jumping out of my chair and getting really excited, because it's probably deserved. But I mean, it's really bad. I don't know how else to put it. And they're now gonna waste time. Few people talking about the goalkeeping situation, but honestly, I mean, Ramos played well. I mean, really unfortunate to concede that goal, because you don't look at any of the defenders. It's honestly like it's a lucky deflection. He looks to be like trying to direct it, but still, just unlucky to concede that goal. And I haven't updated the score yet, so I should probably do that. It's 1-0. 0-1 rather, because we are losing. But yeah, like I was saying, just really unfortunate to give up that goal because he's had such a good night. And now Donovan Pines is beat to the ball. Here's Muller. Almost a second. Ah. 8 minutes now to find a goal. And we haven't shown anything since like the 70th minute. Until now. Oh, Taxi's still on it. Shot wide. It was a great pass from Canals. That's the ball that we've been missing all night. That swerving pass to just navigate its way through the back line. We've been missing that all night. Finally, it comes here. Just in front of Funtas. And if Funtas makes his run a little bit earlier, just a tad faster, he finds his way on the end of it. And I guarantee he finishes that. No way he misses it. Great ball from Canals, though. That's what we need. I think if we are to find a goal, it's going to be a link-up play between those two. I mean, Julian Gressel deserves a goal. But right now he just can't buy one. Estrada's coming on. Not opposed to it. And Camarney Smith comes on. So throwing pretty much every man forward now. I couldn't see who Smith came on for. It was Brad. Why are we taking off Brad Smith? Brad Smith has been our best player in the second half. Brad Smith has been our best player in the second half. Why are we taking him off? Now a chance. Ball's in. It's going to be throwing. I'm actually hoping that now Camarnie Smith just like pulls out an absolute masterclass and scores us a hat trick. Just because I just tweeted that out. Ball's whipped in. Gressel. Touchdown, Knaus. Gressel, please. Oh, corner. It's there. We're throwing men forward. We've got like 5 players in the attack, plus our midfielders. If there's a goal, it's going to come now. The goal needs to be now. Need to find it. We need to find it. Selena collects. And he'll take his grand old time. Why don't referees call the 6-second rule anymore? He's just sat on the ball for 12 seconds. Longer than that. 15 seconds. He's just sat on the ball. And the rule is apparently 6 seconds. I mean, unless it's changed and I haven't noticed. Maybe this is the game that, Estrada comes on, scores the late equalizer, and that he turns a corner. Because Estrada needs some good performances. Now could be his time. Needs to step up big for us. I mean, so far, some pretty confusing, substitutions from Chad Ashton. Like some that's just in the order that he made them. Like Ola Kamara was playing really, really well. He had a really good first couple minutes of the second half, and he took him off. Why not make that substitution later? And then bringing off Brad Smith for Camarnie Smith. That makes no sense. Bringing on Camarnie Smith in the first place doesn't make sense. Taking off Brad Smith in the first place doesn't make any sense. Yellow card for Mueller. Now they're holding in the corner. Leads to a throw-in, though. But yeah, really just confusing substitutions. Some that just make 0 sense. We're pretty much just throwing away the win. If you're just joining us, though, make sure you subscribe, follow on Twitter. All DC United related content here. Now is a chance. Camarnie Smith driving forward. That was actually Roberta. I'm getting those two mixed up, playing on the same side. They look so similar. At least from this camera angle. I can barely see the numbers from how I'm watching, because if you didn't catch it earlier in the stream, if I zoom in, if I full screen this, it's just very low quality. It looks like I'm watching like somebody just is using their Android to stream this game on 2DNA. But I'm pretty much looking at it like this small, but then zoomed in, and it actually is better quality than if I full screen it. But it's just hard to see right now. It's just, you know what? It's just been a rough night. Just been a rough night. And DC's not playing well, and I'm not happy. How about we get a lucky pen, lucky handball in the box, like we did against Cincinnati, like second game of the season. How about we do that? Yeah, just throwing everybody forward. Estrada using his body to push a man over in the box, but it's going to be a free kick out in favor of Chicago. Coming up on 10 p.m. Eastern times here on the East Coast. And I'm tired. Probably not because of how late it is, but just from watching the game. Said in the first half, it just felt like I was losing brain cells with all the passes going astray. Poor crosses. It's improved for sure in the second half. But then again, we are losing. It'll pretty much all depend on how much added time we're given. Five added minutes. So there's a chance. Doubt it though. We'll probably get one like random sequence of corners that we don't end up getting any heads on at all. Probably a few missed headers from Birnbaum, that's it. Hines getting frustrated there. Sort of missing out on a tackle. Chad Ashton was just talking to a camera guy, I think. If that's where he's getting his inspiration for the substitutions, then that might explain why we're taking off Brad Smith when he's been our best player in the second half. That's probably the most confusing of the lot. Corner kick now for DC. Chicago now. A little bit of a slow attack, though. Just going to recycle it back around, keep the possession. 3 more minutes of the 5 added on. It's just going to be one big heave. That's our only hope. Nodded on from Estrada. Camarney Smith. He's on the ball. It's with Roberta now. Cross in from Gressel. Aiming towards that back post. Camarney Smith still on it. And I think a player is going down and acting injured. Or substitution, I can't tell. Yeah, just the player trying to waste time. Mm. All right, it's official. We're the worst team in the MLS. Pretty much. Pretty much. And that supporter section is rocking right now. Let's take a look at the full standings. If the result holds. So let's just look at the supporter shield. Sporting Kansas City, our last. They actually played a full 16 games. Two substitutions, a double substitution for Chicago. We'd actually be level on points with Chicago, so we wouldn't be on paper dead last, at least in the Eastern Conference. But, I mean, they've beaten us today. On the day, Chicago have been the better side. So, and from their first half performance, they deserve it. On paper, they deserve it. We had about 5 minutes of good attacking play, and that was it. One last boot into the box. I mean, maybe the referee adds on one more. Gressel, the touch goes to the defender. It's a 3-on-2 here. Durkin has recovered, though. And he's just going to hold it in the corner, probably. And it's a corner. So, they'll take forever on this. Probably calls full time after this. "51 minutes played. It's now 10:01 p.m. on the East Coast. But wherever you're watching from, I'm sure you're all tired from this game. A little bit of creativity from Knaus there. But that's it. Referee blows for full time. Just gonna leave this timer running. I can't be bothered. Unfortunate loss. Really unfortunate, because the goal that they scored wasn't... I don't want to say they didn't deserve it, because they, honestly, on the day, Chicago were probably the better side. But the goal that they scored was really unfortunate, and really unfortunate for Rafael Roma, because the fact that we didn't get the win and the fact that he didn't get the clean sheet probably means that when Bill Hamid returns, Bill Hamid just going to walk right back into the starting lineup, when I think Rafael Roma does deserve a second look. Because so far he's played really, really good. I'd give him man of the match today. In terms of second half performance, we had about a good 5-10 minutes at most of attacking play, where we actually looked lively. We were creating chances. We were putting shots on goal. We just couldn't finish any of those chances. Brad Smith was probably the best player in those 5 to 10 minutes, and after that it just went completely quiet. Chicago dictated the rest of the play, and that was the end of the story. And Chicago took home the win. And so, thank you, everybody who has come out to the stream. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video. Subscribe, turn on notifications. There's going to be a match review where we look at it full in depth. Just gave you a little bit of a brief one just there, but we'll look at it in depth. We'll even do match ratings, player ratings for all the players. We'll rate their performance individually out of 10. And yeah, and make sure you follow me on Twitter as well, and I'll just link that real quick for you in the chat. Here we go. It's pinned, but just in case you can't see it, there it is. Link to the Twitter. Follow me there. It's updates when we're uploading videos to this channel, and when we're going live, and also my thoughts on DC United news and just reaction to games on there as well. So, yeah, I will see you in the next one. And stay strong, DC United fans. And if there's any Chicago fans out there, congratulations, you did deserve it on the day. And you're probably not the worst team in the MLS, because we are probably the worst team, at least in the Eastern Conference. So, yeah, I will see you next time in the match review.